Distinguished guests, colleagues, friends, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Jeppe Kofod, Excellencies, Ambassador Gupte, Ambassador Svane, Mr. Kant, Mr. Bakla, Mr. Banerjee, distinguished Indian and Danish business leaders and colleagues. It's a great pleasure to see you, at least to be with you here live right now from DI in Copenhagen. Hope you're well seated and ready for an extensive program with a lot of very specific and concrete examples of opportunities of even more Indian and Danish cooperation. It's a great pleasure for me to wish you a warm welcome to this web event today on building green strategic partnerships between India and Denmark. That's not new. We have worked together and close together in many sectors for years. But we have big ambitions for even strengthening and widening our partnership, especially on the green agenda. More than 280 participants, up to 300 I just heard, are participating in the audience right here with us today. And that is a great pleasure. It is also a great opportunity and a great cause for us to gather. Thanks to the technology and despite of the global COVID-19 crisis and event, we have momentum in the Indian-Danish relations and mutually on the green agenda. Last year, DI, Confederation of Danish Industry, hosted an important CEO forum at the vibrant Gujarat. At that time, Prime Minister Modi set the tone. Already at that time, he was very clear, and Mr. Modi is in this way present today, again, thanks to the meeting he had with the Danish Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, last month, when they confirmed and strengthened our bilateral relationship and also our mutual focus on specific green transformation and the need to take immediate action, utilizing technologies and partnerships between our countries and between the businesses of our countries. Last month, our foreign ministers, Mr. Jai Shankar and Mr. Jeppe Kofod, also had a joint commission meeting. They decided at that meeting to work towards establishing a green strategic partnership between India and Denmark. I must say we are moving quickly and taking action. Just looking at the program today is absolutely impressive and just shows how much there is to actually build upon together and work with together in building the green transition. The partnership will especially focus on areas addressed today, here specifically in the program: sustainable energy, water, infrastructure and food processing in very specific areas and with very specific opportunities. I'm very thankful to the Indian ambassador, Mr. Gupte, to Denmark, for taking the baton from the Joint Commission meeting. You are always very active in making sure that we are progressing, and thank you for that. You are always ambitious, and you are very important in making this event possible. So thanks for your always ambitious plans to grow our relationship. And for having worked hard to arrange the meeting today, together with DI and our good colleagues from Indian-Danish Chamber of Commerce, with whom we have a very close relationship as well, and the Danish Export Association that we work with around the world in a close partnership as well. So a lot of good forces and a lot of very professional and talented people are putting this together for us to make and create specific results and specific examples of how we can build a greener future, building our technology and building on our cooperation between India and Denmark. So I do hope to you all out in cyberspace that you will enjoy the event, that you will participate and get specific ideas and concrete actions on the agenda after this meeting. briefings on the current and future business environment in India, updates by Indian top officials who are, I'm very pleased to see joining us today and helping us understand what's going on in India right now. Top officials from India, as I said, representatives from some of the largest Indian conglomerates that have a very close touch with the ambitions and also the plans right now taking place in India and in the entire green transition and climate initiatives. Perspectives from CEOs from well-established Danish companies operating in India already, who have the knowledge of cooperating and creating results with you in India also. So from all those perspectives, I am sure that we can find inspiration to take action and build on our further cooperation. With these words, I am honored to invite the Indian ambassador to Denmark, Ajit Gupte, on stage here again and welcome you here. Thank you for letting me open the session.
Honorable Foreign Minister of Denmark, Mr. Jeppe Kofod, my co-host, CEO of Danske Industries, Lars Sørensen, my good friend, the Danish ambassador to India, Freddie Swain, who is in New Delhi, distinguished speakers from India, Mr. Amitabh Kant, CEO of Niti Aayog, Mr. Deepak Bagla, CEO of Invest India, and CEOs of leading Indian and Danish companies. It gives me great satisfaction that we have collected such an impressive number of distinguished speakers, both from India and Denmark today, to discuss the building of a green strategic partnership. This is certainly the most high-profile business seminar organized by Embassy of India with Danish partners in many years. Although the COVID-19 pandemic has limited the opportunity for physical interaction, it has thrown open the possibility for much wider participation online. Perhaps this is the path we might have to follow over the next few months to sustain the increased momentum in bilateral relations. Denmark and India share friendly ties, and Denmark has always been a close development partner of India. In the 1960s, Denmark's contribution to our white revolution by facilitating crossbreeds in cattle led to an exponential increase in India's milk production. Today, India is the largest producer of milk in the world, and farmers across the country even today fondly recall the contribution made by Denmark. Denmark also helped to facilitate the growth of our wind energy sector in the 1990s and in preparing an atlas for onshore wind, as well as mapping sites for developing offshore wind. During my numerous meetings, many Danes have commented that Denmark is a small country. But in my view, Denmark is a global leader in several niche areas which are of immense relevance to India. It has world-class companies which have a formidable reputation in ports and shipping, renewable energy, especially wind, pharmaceuticals, agricultural products like dairy, meat and fish, food processing, and the clean tech sector. Like other Scandinavian countries, it is some of the smartest cities in the world. Many Danish companies have useful technology for reducing water usage, waste treatment, waste-to-energy plants, sewage treatment plants, minimizing air pollution, etc. Denmark is also known for innovation and startups and for creating an environment to encourage cutting-edge research in science and technology in its renowned universities. It is also a leader in artificial intelligence, robotics, and microelectronics. Although there was a brief gap in our bilateral relations, we have made up for lost time in the last few years. It has been India's privilege to have hosted the Foreign Minister of Denmark thrice in the last 2.5 years. Our Prime Ministers have met twice, once during the first ever Nordic Summit in Stockholm in April 2018, and next during the visit of your former Prime Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen to India in January 2019 for Vibrant Gujarat. The meetings were held in a positive and friendly atmosphere, with leaders of both countries agreeing that Denmark and India should work together in fighting climate change, ensuring sustainable development and meeting SDG goals. A strong framework has now been put in place to deepen and expand our government-to-government cooperation, as well as encourage closer ties between business entities, academics, and scientists. You will be happy to know that in the last 2 years, India and Denmark have signed 13 important MOUs and agreements between the governments to strengthen cooperation. A comprehensive dialogue between various ministries has made vigorous progress, with 8 joint working groups holding 15 meetings in the last 2 years. We are now setting up 2 more joint working groups, a joint working group on health and a joint working group on digitization. In fact, as I speak, the joint working group on digitization is to meet tomorrow, and the second meeting of the joint working group on urban development is to meet day after tomorrow. If there was a Guinness Book of World Records in diplomacy, India and Denmark would surely win the first prize. The intense dialogue has continued during the pandemic. Lars spoke about the joint commission meeting between the External Affairs Minister and the Danish Foreign Minister. In fact, after the meeting, our External Affairs Minister, Dr. Jaishankar, tweeted, "I did my first virtual joint commission today. Couldn't be with a better counterpart, Foreign Minister Jeppe Kofod." Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi also had a warm and cordial conversation on 14th May with your Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen, and both agreed to strengthen cooperation with the aim of creating a green strategic partnership. Our Prime Minister has suggested that areas like green energy, climate resilience, and medical research offer great opportunities to bring together Danish and Indian strengths. In earlier meetings, our Honorable Prime Minister has identified wind energy as a sector for strategic cooperation, as well as food processing, fisheries, and waste management as areas which hold great scope for cooperation. Our Honorable Prime Minister has given a mantra or a directive for the future of our relations. He said that Denmark has the skills while India has the scale. The friendly, sincere, and open people of Denmark have already left a deep impression on our policymakers. We would like to accelerate cooperation with Denmark, and I'm confident that Danish companies, policymakers, and people will contribute significantly towards establishing a green strategic partnership between India and Denmark. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Gupta. Distinguished Indian and Danish business leaders and colleagues, also a warm welcome from my side. I will try to moderate best as possible the rest of this event today. My name is Thomas Bustrup, and I'm a Deputy Director General here in DI. I can tell you that we have a very, very ambitious program today, both in terms of the number of speakers, but also in terms of technical challenges, of course, coming from the distance between Denmark and many of our speakers from India. I hope that everything will perform smoothly, but I will really, really urge all of our speakers to please comply with the time slots that you have been given. Thank you so much. And to our audience, please submit your questions via the chat function. They will be collected and posted at the Q&A session. With these words, I welcome Mr. Jeppe Kofod, the Danish Minister of Foreign Affairs, who sends his video message. Thank you.
Denmark and India work towards a green strategic partnership. May the 12th, His Excellency External Affairs Minister Jaishankar and I agreed on this. This is an important step towards an even stronger relationship between our two countries. My vision for the Green Strategic Partnership is, firstly, to boost economic relations and job creation. Secondly, to strengthen cooperation on global challenges on climate change, green growth, and UN Sustainable Development Goals. In January, I had the pleasure to visit India. At the Raisina Dialogue, I addressed the importance of fighting climate change. And I had a fruitful discussion on the important role the industry plays in the green transition during my visit to the Confederation of Indian Industries. A key takeaway from my visit is enormous potential on how much we can achieve if we combine our ambition, scale, and skill. Economic recovery and job creation are vital after the COVID-19 crisis. We must keep market open, invest green, and work together to solve the challenges we face. India and Denmark are important partners. Our trade is developing fast. The potential for more is huge. I'm delighted that there's so many Danish and Indian companies are present here today. You all see the potential and can deliver the solutions that will make our green transition a reality. My hope is that the Green Strategic Partnership will be a valuable contribution to fulfill the trade and investment potential between India and Denmark. I wish you all a good webinar, and I look forward to your ideas on how to contribute to making a Green Strategic Partnership successful and your businesses prosper.
And now I welcome Freddy Svane, our well-known ambassador to India, on reflections on the Green Strategic Partnership.
Dear friends in Denmark as well as here in Delhi, my reflections on this Green Strategic Partnership is the following. Denmark has the skills, India has the scale, and now we add the speed. The Green Strategic Partnership is the way forward to create jobs, create innovation, create growth in those countries. That's the only way forward. And if we want a better world, a better planet, then India and Denmark will have to work together. We have so many things in common. We have been working for years, but now we have taken the white revolution, the green revolution, towards a revolution of the future. It's so important that we bring into this the competences of Danish companies, the skills and the scales of the Indian side. And only by that we'll be able really to create the way forward. And I do hope during today's conference that we will also not only discuss, but we also identify concrete actions. While we speak, we are drafting these very important details of the Green Strategic Partnership. We'll have a number of documents setting out whatever is needed in order to secure that we will move with speed. We all know that we will only be able to deliver on the Sustainable Development Goals and the climate changes with having India on board. India has to be part of the equation. So Danish skills, Danish green strategies will help and cooperate with India in such a way that we will be able to deliver on these very, very important objectives. Denmark is not a small country. We are a smart country, and we are smart in a green way. And we all know that the green transformation is not just about nice political declarations. It's also about creating jobs, creating better futures for all of our peoples on the both sides. So with these words, I would say it's not just a conference, it's a very special conference, and it's the crown of the fantastic work that has been done on both sides. And my very, very good friend Ajit Gupta is really the anchor of all this. And I want really to see that by the end of this year, we'll have an even bigger tangibles being delivered when it comes to the Green Strategic Partnership. Think green, stay green, and move into the future. And let us jointly check into the future, a better future, where India and Denmark will cooperate to the better of India and Denmark and the rest of the world. So thank you very much indeed. I wish you all the best. And Freddy is ready, together with my good friends, Amitabh Khan, Bakla and Gupta and Lars Sandal and all the Danish companies. We stand together for a better future.
Ladies and gentlemen, India and Denmark have enjoyed a very strong relationship and excellent cooperation based on synergies in academic, economic and research fields. This is validated through a number of high-level visits which have taken place between our countries. With a bilateral trade of 1.3 billion, it is evident that our trade has the potential of much more to be achieved. We are already working on cooperating in certain key sectors such as renewable energy, animal husbandry, food processing, sustainable and smart urban development. I see the scope for further collaboration in various areas such as water management, agricultural research, food safety, maritime and shipping. India's process of urbanization has just begun. In the next 5 decades, we'll see over 500 million Indians getting into the process of urbanization. It must be realized that India is bigger than 25 countries of Europe. And therefore, the challenge will be, as India urbanizes, how do we create green infrastructure? How do we do sustainable development? If we follow the model of America and Europe, India will need, if it follows the same model, we'll require 4 planet Earth. But alas, we have only 1 planet Earth. And therefore, it's important to understand that in India, we have only 20 cars per 1,000 people as compared to 980 cars per 1,000 people in America, over 850 cars per 1,000 people in Europe. And therefore, how do we move or create new infrastructure for people rather than cars? America was made for cars and not for people. So as we move forward, how do we build cities which are based on public transportation? How do we build cities based on recycling of water, recycling of waste, recycling of energy? All this are lessons which we need to do in partnership with Denmark. In the recent decades, as globalization increased, the world's supply chains also became substantially more interconnected. However, COVID-19 has resulted in unprecedented disruptions to the mechanics of most economies, from national lockdowns to closed airspace and borders, regardless of an economy's size or stage of development. And concentration of major global supply chains in certain geographies have led to significant disruptions in trade and manufacturing ecosystems. Major supply chain changes and shifts look imminent in Asia and maybe even in Europe, and thus India is taking the lead in leveraging from such shift. The business environment in India has also suffered due to the pandemic, as it has done in other parts of the world, leading to loss of jobs and crumbling of ongoing business projects. The government is playing a major role in revival. It has taken very many initiatives in taking the economy forward and creating new jobs and getting into new areas of growth, particularly in areas where technology will play a key role. Our challenge is that in the future, we must build a green India. This is a massive opportunity to tap, and this can only be done in partnership with countries like Denmark. There's a huge potential for increasing trade and investments in building new areas, particularly areas of water, sanitation, urbanization between India and Denmark. While the focus would remain on primary sectors such as food processing, financial services, renewable energy, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, India and Denmark need to ramp up cooperation in many of these sectors. Further, new areas of collaboration would also emerge post-COVID-19, shipping sector, green strategic partnership, smart cities, distressed assets. All these are huge opportunities which will lead to close cooperation between India and Denmark. And we encourage all the Nordic countries, particularly companies from Denmark, to invest in the distressed assets in India, which would give them a ready-made asset at an attractive valuation. Because these are not greenfield projects. These are all brownfield projects where revenue streams are already coming in. There's also huge opportunity of food processing, application of newer technologies to produce large-scale feed blocks, feed enzymes, etc. Opportunities in dairy farm mechanization. Ownership of livestock in India is fragmented. Milk is produced in dairy households with an average herd of 2 animals. Huge opportunities for scale of packaging, quality monitoring, shelf life enhancement. All these are huge opportunities. Opportunities across the fish value chain and our growth market for value-added pork. All these are huge opportunities. I also see technology for transparency and traceability of food products. Denmark is known for transparent and fully traceable agri-food industry. This ensures outstanding food safety. Also technology for waste management, which is necessary for a greener tomorrow. With growing population and increasing environmental population, India is generating quantities of waste. This provides immense opportunities for Danish companies which engage in waste to energy segment. We have taken a series of reforms here. We've jumped up 79 positions in the World Bank of Business. Our plan is to reach the top 50 by this year and reach the top 25 in 3 years' time. We've cut down corporate tax rates to 25% from the previous rate of 35%. And India now is one of the most competitive tax policies for investors in the world. We have one tax across the economies. We have synchronized 30 central and state taxes under one tax. We have one nation, one tax now, and overall logistic costs has decreased by approximately 20%. We have the third largest startup system in India and huge 25,000 plus startups in India, 400 incubators. And India is also a great place for R&D development. We are giving a huge push to infrastructure through the Sagarmala and Bharatmala projects, which are port-led development from the west to east of India, and the Mumbai Trans-Harbour Link and the Setu Bharatam project for making national highways free of railway road crossing. And we are developing 100 smart cities. No country in the world is doing this. 100 smart cities by 2022. We have 5 corridors, 600 railway stations, many infrastructure projects. And all these are areas which provide a huge opportunity. The Prime Minister's vision is to develop India into a $5 trillion economy. We've therefore put out a very, very attractive COVID relief package which focuses on agriculture, on MSME, and on relief to our existing businesses. I would only suggest that India is a land of massive opportunities, and therefore I request all of you to look at India. If there's anything we can do to handhold you, to support you, to assist you, to cooperate with you, we will act as your facilitators, as your catalyst, and provide you a very, very soft landing in India. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Our next speaker, which is Director General Mr. Banerjee from our sister organization in India, CII, Confederation of Indian Industry. Please, Mr. Banerjee, the video message is now coming. Why invest in India?
Hello from India. Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs of Denmark, ambassadors, friends from the Confederation of Danish Industry, dignitaries, and participants at the digital session on green and strategic partnership between India and Denmark. A very good morning to all of you. And may I say how delighted I am today to join this very important session. This is a very timely initiative, according to me, coming as it does at a time when the COVID-19 crisis has woken up all of us to act globally as one community, and in a way presented an opportunity to make our collective future more secure, sustainable, and very inclusive. Sustainability is today taking center stage, and in a way we have never experienced before, and going forward there would be a greater demand for industry to make sustainability a core mission of itself. At the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, which is an apex industry body in India and a counterpart, of course, of DI over here, we realized over 2 decades ago that sustainability needs to be a crucial element of business, and we started creating certain centers of excellence in many of these areas of sustainability, which worked as pioneers in several green concepts among the Indian industry. These centers work on a variety of things like capacity building and capability development, nurturing experts of the state-of-the-art technologies, with a very long-term focus in building competitiveness amongst our stakeholders, and really on bringing a positive change in the society as a whole. These centers of sustainable development, apart from policy advocacy that they do, they also provide very strong specialized services to the industry in sustainability, clean technologies, energy efficiency, water conservation, green buildings, biodiversity, plastic and air pollution, and many others of those kinds through various networking opportunities that they provide, participation in industrial and business missions, both internally in India and also when we go out of the country, seminars, training programs, conferences, and so on and so forth. And here I would really like to mention today of some of these centers of sustainability for the benefit of our Danish counterparts who can partner with us as we go along from here today. Let me first take the example of the CII Center on Sustainable Development, CESD, which aims to mainstream the sustainability agenda amongst our corporates. It catalyzes innovative ideas and solutions that could enable some sustainable value creation by business and its stakeholders. For the last 15 years, this center has really been a thought leader, if one can say, and a pioneer in promoting environment management systems, biodiversity mapping, sustainable reporting, integrated reporting, and many others to enable innovative solutions to be implemented in large scales amongst all our businesses. The second center is again a very unique center. It's known as the CII Green Business Center, and it's located in the south of India in a city called Hyderabad and housed in one of the greenest buildings of the world in its spearheading green building movement in India. It works on energy management, green buildings, green companies, renewable energy, GHG inventorization, green product certification, waste management, and cleaner production processes. So it's a wide range of green activities that this institute does. The third institute is on a subject which is very critical to the entire world today. It's on water, and the center is the CII Water Institute. This is a unique institution where government, industry, civil society all have partnered to address water-related issues in a very holistic manner. And it also aims to transform water conservation and water management in India, resulting in a more effective and sustainable water management practices at the very grassroots level. And the fourth center, which is again very relevant to the session that you are having here today, is on food and agriculture, and it's known as the CII Food and Agriculture Center of Excellence. And as the name suggests, it provides a range of services in the areas of food and agriculture. Today, from India, we see Denmark to be a world leader in green technologies, green energy and infrastructure, efficient water management and sustainable food production, while India presents a world of opportunity for partnerships and collaborations in these sectors with Denmark. And from CII, we would really be happy to provide the necessary business linkages to ensure both sides benefit from each other's strengths. CII is very active today in the Nordic region, especially in the Nordic grouping, as also with the EU, and our work really covers many different dimensions: policy advocacy, research, B2B initiatives. And I hope the deliberations at this session today would be very fruitful for everyone. And we at the CII, at the Confederation of Indian Industry, would really look forward to connecting with our Danish partners for our forthcoming initiatives, as also with anyone who is keen to partner with the Indian industry. It was great speaking to all of you from here in India, and I wish the deliberations all success. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much indeed. I know it's a very broad question, but the answer is very, very clear and short. India is now really preparing properly, and in order to secure that foreign direct investments will come to India for various reasons, and you mentioned one of them, to relocate and to secure that you have a localized supply chain. India is now ready, and I'm sure some of the companies will say, okay, India has said that for many, many years. I see deep changes here in India, and a readiness this time really to deliver. And Amitabh Kant and Bakla and other very, very good sources here and friends here in India, they're working hard on it. So this time, it's not just nice words, it's also actions. So I see many, many opportunities for Danish companies to come here and utilize whatever India offers. There are two things. They have a huge domestic market, 1.4 billion people. They need water, they need electricity, they need food and whatever and whatnot. Secondly, India has a very, very young population. So they would be able to assist all of you in developing your digital skills. They are very talented. They have these huge number of startups that Amitabh Kant mentioned. So there's an ecosystem out here that Danish companies, whether established already or wanting to come kind of greenfield to India, there are many opportunities. This time is serious. The window is there, the window of opportunities, and happily we can add the green opportunities. That's the future. I hope this answered your question.
Yes, thank you very much, Freddy. I think we lost Mr. Kant, unfortunately, so I would like to have had his input as well. But I think I'll give the word back to you, Thomas, and perhaps we'll just move on to the next session in time. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mads. And thank you to all the speakers that we have had so far. This concludes the opening session of this webinar.